Hi YouTube! Welcome back. It's me, Marshie. Oh my gosh, I can wave now, guys. This is really cool. I know I look a little bit different, but this is officially my 3.0 new model. And look, I can be tiny as well. I am pocket size, accurately. Alright, we're gonna be watching more crazy Australian creatures from more parts, so let's dive into it! I do not like snakes, so I think me and this bird have something in common.
A lot of people are scared of snakes, but have you ever wondered what snakes are scared of? The answer is this fucking bird. Introducing the secretary bird, native to the continent of Africa, and a...
Finally not in Australia, but why do they call it a secretary bird? Like, are they seducing the boss, the CEO, or what? Are they having an affair with them?
prime example that being a hater pays off. Coming in at 1.3 meters tall and 4.27 kilos
Jesus!
weight, this lanky turkey has been purpose-built.
Low-key, yeah, the legs kind of creepy, looking like Slender Man. I can see that.
Nay, expertly fucking engineered by the gods themselves with the sole purpose of violating the ever-loving out of any garden hose that's so...
Hello? Are they just eating the whole thing like that? Damn.
so much as looks at it the wrong way.
Oh my god!
You see, these bad boys are birds of prey, but unlike their cousins in the same category, they are primarily terrestrial, which means they spend most of their time on the ground. This is because their preference for diet is sentient slithering sausages. However, with this thing being endemic to Africa, their preferred meal also just happens to include some of the deadliest predators on the fucking planet. Does this stop the secretary bird?
Nah.
No, mate. Despite having no natural venom resistance, these absolute fucking giga-chads will eat cobras, boomslangs, and
they do not
mambas without breaking a sweat. But how do they hunt these things without getting bitten? Simple. They just kick the fuck out of them.
What? What was that kick? It's like a kick slap. They weigh 10 pounds though. Like, I mean, the kick cannot be that powerful, right? 10 pounds.
You see, those long-ass legs aren't just for show, as a secretary bird is capable of accurately curb stomping a
Okay, I take it back, never mind.
Into the ground.
Holy shit, I take it back.
To 5 times their fucking body weight. So when a secretary bird fancies a bite to eat, they start out by stomping the ground around dense vegetation.
Jesus Christ!
Causes snakes in the area to poke their heads out of their houses to see what the f is going on. The snake then looks up in horror as the secretary bird locks onto him, sprints over at Mach 9, and then...
20! Oh Lord! Jesus!
A lot of people are scared of snakes.
Okay. Damn, this bird. Freaking crazy, man. We got more killer bird. Yay!
This bird is a serial killer.
Jesus Christ, you're the
Another one?
I really hate that name.
Introducing the Shrike, a group of feathery friends found all over the world, including the land down under. Now, at first glance, you may be thinking to yourself, how could this sweet little guy be a vicious killer? I mean, he's so tiny. They only grow up to around 30 centimeters and cap their weight out at 90 grams. And on top of being
only 90 grams? See, this proves it. Just because something is small doesn't mean it's not dangerous. Case in point, okay? Watch out. That's right.
being about as threatening as a fucking teddy bear.
Bro. Whoa.
Look at their claws. A shrike trying to end anything with its talons is like trying to stab a hippopotamus to death
Jesus
with
Christ.
a pool noodle. Listen to the thing. It sings like it's on American Idol. It's a songbird, a branch geek. It never heard a fly. But I'm fucking onto you, Tweety.
You give me a fucking creep. You know that, Dexter?
You
I love
may
this
have
guy.
everyone else fooled.
He's everywhere.
But I know exactly what...
I love this meme. I keep seeing this meme on my TikTok. I didn't know where he came from, and now I know. This is everywhere on my TikTok For You page, man.
What you are, because shrikes
Can't prove
actually
it.
have another name. They're called fucking butcher birds.
Butcher bird?
Yeah, that's right. The Dexter jokes actually had a fucking point.
Oh,
He
Lord.
said when the Bay Harbor butcher bird wants to hunt, they first start by selecting a target.
Tonight's the night.
Now, unlike Dexter, their code tells them they can eat whatever the they want. Insects, mice, me, even lizard. And once they pick their meal, they wait for the right moment and swoop on it. Now, while those claws might be fucking useless, they do have a signature weapon. That tiny hook on the end of their beak. And once they land on their victim, they slide that hook into its neck.
Ouch.
Perfectly slotting between their vertebrae and severing their fucking spinal cord.
Excuse me? Between the vertebrae? Jeez. Overkill much?
Their prey into a vegetable isn't enough. No. These sick fucks keep trophies. Once they have paralyzed their prey and shattered its spine, they will fly its corpse back to their larder, which is either a thorn bush or a fucking barbed wire fence. And once they get home, they fucking impale them.
Okay, yeah, you know what? This bird may be the worst serial killer of all times. What is this? From the way they catch the victim to the afterwards, how they eat the victim? Jesus. Overkill!
They will then leave that corpse there for days, occasionally biting chunks out of it, eating it like leftovers from the fucking fridge.
Ew!
Dexter collected blood slides. These fuckers create kebabs.
Nah, they be sending a message and you know it. Like that one scene from The Walking Dead. Like that one, I forgot what season it was, but they put the head on a stick, like to send a message, you know? Finally, we move away from bird, and now we're back to crab. My favorite animal that will kill me if I eat it.
This crab is a boxer.
What's your name?
Boxer crab?
That's right, stepping into the ring at 0.15 grams and a
So small!
huge 2.5 centimeters in length.
Oh, damn.
It's the boxer crab. You see, while most crabs use their pinchers to feed and defend themselves, the boxer crab has instead elected to spec into CQC and throw fucking hands. And despite their completely average and not at all small size, this fucker fights in the heavyweight division, able to punch out hundreds of times its size. But how does nature's little Mac win the fights? Well, that's pretty simple. He fucking cheats. You see, those little pom-poms aren't a fashion choice. Those are both anemone that the boxer crab holds in its claws to use as basically fucking brass knuckles. Now, they get these anemones by finding other boxer crabs who have them, jumping them, and then claiming them like they are a fucking WWE title belt. Now, if you weren't aware, anemones are venomous plant-like animals that, in order not to get eaten, sting the shit out of anything that touches them. Boxer crabs are immune to that sting. But you bet your ass that everything that tries to eat the boxer crab isn't. So, the crab and the anemone enter into a symbiotic relationship, essentially becoming an aquatic venom, with the anemone getting some of the crab's food, and the crab gaining venomous brass knuckles.
Oh my god!
So, whenever a predator gets in the ring with Crab Tyson here, he'll wait for it to get just within striking range, and then...
Mr. Squidward, I should...
So creepy!
Australia has a lot of spiders, but recently we found a new one, because of course we fucking did. And the new one is the most certified Australia moment I've ever seen. For a bit of context, one of the several thousand spider species we are home to is the Sydney funnel web, the deadliest spider on the planet. Because of course it's down here. Where the fuck else did you think you were going to find it? These scary looking fuckers are highly venomous and can flatline you with a bite in 15 minutes. And if you think wearing thick clothes will save you, be aware the bastards have fangs long enough to punch through shoe leather. Now, why do I bring these little nightmares up? What is the one thing worse than a spider rocking armor-piercing rounds that can send you to heaven with same-day delivery? A bigger spider rocking the same perk setup. That's right, Australian scientists have found a brand new species of this funnel web that is even bigger. How much bigger? Well,
why are they so big? I keep saying this in all of my videos, but like, honestly, they don't have to be this big. You know, they could just be small. Yeah.
Standard Sydney funnel web grows to around 5 centimetres or 2 inches.
That's
and I mean, if
too
you're asking
much.
me, 2 inches is more than enough. 2 inches is actually fucking huge.
For
By
real,
comparison,
for real.
this is the new
I
one.
agree.
It's twice the fucking size, cunt.
Jesus!
4 inches of 8-legged menace to the animal kingdom. But that isn't even the best part. You see, do you know what they named this thing? Do you know what professional scientists named a supersized version of the most dangerous spider on the entire fucking planet? The Newcastle Big Boy.
Newcastle Big Boy. Never heard of this. Also, I wonder if they are twice the size. Are the venoms much worse? Do bigger spiders have worse venoms? I don't know. Question. Let me know in the comment down below.
Deadliest spider on the entire fucking globe.
Oh my gosh.
Big Boy. Only in Australia. Australia.
Only Australia, man.
There was a big-ass huntsman that used to live in my house.
Huntsman.
And I'm going to be honest, dude, I kind of just let him hang out.
He ain't f***ing
Why?
small. I'll tell you that much.
I have so many questions. Why? Is he paying rent? Is he contributing to your groceries? Like, does he bring you joy?
There's a
Maybe.
huntsman.
I was quite happy to let him just chill because I never saw a mosquito or a fly in that house. So he was paying rent in his own way. You know?
Okay.
There was a big-ass huntsman that used to live in my house.
I love that little head patting the spider. Okay, that was kind of cute, actually.
This bear was actually a soldier.
Really?
But how? You see, it was 1942, and the 22nd Polish Artillery Company were passing through the mountains of Iran on their way to the front lines to fight the Nazis. While passing through a town on their way, they were stopped by a young Iranian shepherd looking to trade with them for rations and a Swiss Army knife. When the Poles asked what he had to offer in return, the young shepherd produced a burlap sack containing an orphaned Syrian brown bear cub. You see, this bear's mother was shot by hunters, which is how he ended up in a low-tech Pokeball being offered as a trade deal. The Polish looked at the bear and, clearly seeing the potential for insane dad lore, said,
Damn.
Good deal.
and in the most worthwhile trade deal in history, parted ways with
I mean, true. Imagine telling your friends that you adopted a bear. That's fucking cool. Yeah.
their supplies in exchange for a f***ing Pokemon, adopting him into their ranks and naming him Wojtek. And the 22nd
Wojtek.
immediately set about raising this little man as a proper bear and soldier.
Oh my god, berry tots!
As a baby, they would feed him condensed milk out of an empty vodka bottle, as well as feeding him on the cartoon bear diet consisting of fruit, honey, and marmalade. They also appointed a soldier
Bro, feeding honey to a bear is actually so insane. That's so funny.
as his caretaker,
Comedy.
who wasted no time in showing Wojtek how to fit in with the rest of the army, teaching Yogi's little cousin to wave, salute, and even march.
He's wave!
While not undergoing
I can
rigorous
wave
military
now.
training, Wojtek would hang out with the soldiers. He drank coffee with them in the morning,
Wow.
trained with them in the day, and when they all got shit-faced in the evening, he would f***ing wrestle with them. Do you know how much a brown bear has to love you to wrestle you?
That is so wholesome.
On top of double rations, they would also feed Wojtek treats in the form of beer and cigarettes. They let the
Cigarettes?
bear have smoko. Eventually, Army
That
High
is
Command heard about
crazy.
this and were having absolutely none of it. You see, pets were not allowed in the army, which meant Wojtek had to go. Or
Change that.
did he? Because the 22nd Artillery Company officially enlisted him.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I saw this part. I'm doing my
Wojtek
part.
was given a serial number and granted the rank of private. So when confronted about the very conspicuous bear in their ranks,
Wow.
they simply went, "That's not a bear, that's Private Wojtek." And Wojtek took his new role very seriously, as during the Battle of Monte Cassino in 1944, Wojtek began using his bulk to transport artillery shells and ammo
Nice.
to soldiers engaged in combat.
Let's go.
They had a fucking resupply bear. For his bravery, he was promoted to the rank
That's
of
the
corporal,
best.
and the 22nd changed their insignia to a bear carrying an artillery shell.
Listen, if I'm fighting an enemy and I see the enemies have bears to carry equipment, I'm just gonna wave my white flag. That's GG, bro.
This absolute
That's so
unit
cute.
smoked, drank, and dropped artillery on the Nazis.
The lore is crazy.
This pigeon saved an entire army
Whoa.
battalion.
Heroes never die.
Introducing our protagonist, Jeremy, a carrier pigeon who was in the
Jeremy.
employ of the US Army Signal Corps during World War I. You see, back in the oldie times, radio technology was, kind of dog shit. So carrier pigeons were still the meta for DMing the homies' memes over distance.
Yeah.
Which is how, in
They're like back in the day Discord, you know? They carry your messages and they're really cool.
1918, our feathered little shock trooper here ended up in France. With
Oh.
500 US soldiers stuck 3 kilometers behind enemy lines, completely cut off from supply and reinforcement in a 7-day shootout. You see,
Oh.
Jeremy's battalion, juiced up on freedom and red crayons, had overextended and become trapped, surrounded on all sides by German soldiers. And to make matters worse, being stuck behind enemy lines meant they were now on the receiving end of US defense spending, being absolutely hammered with friendly artillery.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
stuck as far away as they were, they would have had more luck using their radio as fucking nunchucks than a comms device. So they began sending out carrier pigeons in an attempt to tell command to stop fucking shelling them and help on the point. However, the Germans were having none of that shit and shot every single carrier pigeon the battalion sent out of the air like they were running an aim lab
Holy shit.
until only one remained, Jeremy. Desperate
Jeremy.
and rapidly running out of soldiers, the battalion wrote a message and attached it to Jeremy, sending
Lock
him
in,
into
little
the air
bro.
and watching
Lock
him
in,
sail
twins.
above the trees. And just when they thought he was clear, some f***ing sweat on the German side nailed him. The battalion watched in horror as their last hope spiraled out of the sky. The bullet tore straight through Jeremy's center of mass,
No!
destroying one eye, punching a hole through his chest, and blowing
Please tell me that he's gonna survive. Oh my god! Oh my goodness!
off one of his legs. And this giga chad of an animal tanked it.
Yo! Let's go!
I got a headache.
The Marines watched in awe as this mangled pigeon picked itself out of
my
the mud
goodness.
and managed to fly clear of German fire.
Applause, applause.
Jeremy made it the whole way back to base,
Wow.
delivering the message and saving a total of 194 soldiers. Not
my
only did he get the job done, but he f***ing lived. He was granted one of the highest military honors the French army could
Bro, this pigeon is the coolest hero ever. Jesus.
provide.
New
and sent
fan, I'm
into
a new
retirement
fan.
with his trainer, and when he eventually did pass several years later, he was preserved and placed in the Smithsonian. You can go see him today. There he is. Absolute f***ing legend.
Wow.
This pigeon saved
A legend for real. Oh my goodness. Apparently Australia lost a war to emus? Somehow?
Australia lost a war to emus.
How?
But how? How the f***
Exactly.
did we lose an armed conflict with flightless birds?
My
Well,
point.
it all started in 1932 when farmers in Western Australia wanted to grow wheat. There was just one major problem. That's emu territory. And emus really like wheat. And coming in at 6 foot tall and 40 kilos in weight, they can eat a lot of
6 foot tall and 40 kilos? Damn, these emus are big.
it. So when breeding season came around, the emus migrated through the farmland, and these poor farmers were overwhelmed by a tyrannid swarm of man-sized poultry. 20,000 emus
20,000?
strong. These feathered tanks then proceeded to completely steamroll through
Holy
the fences
shit.
into the fields and started laying waste to the wheat. The farmers attempted to fight
Emus!
back the initial wave with rifle fire, but their efforts were, putting it lightly, completely useless. This ginormous L made the farmers pretty bloody angry, so they gathered together
As
and
they
went to the
should.
government to ask for help. Sir,
Reasonable crash out, might I say.
20,000 emus have hit the wheat fields. Fuck me, mate. And so the government declared the emus enemies of the state and sent in the army to commence
Most
the Great
wanted
Emu
poster.
War. The entire 7th Heavy Artillery Division was deployed to WA, armed with 2 LMGs, 10,000 rounds, and the sole objective to blast anything with feathers.
Damn!
Excessive for an overgrown turkey, if you ask me. And upon their first deployment, the army immediately ran into a major problem. Emus are fast.
I am speed.
Really
Big and fast? Damn.
clocking a top speed of 50 kilometers an hour, which
What
meant
the
that
fuck?
once they opened fire, the emus would immediately bolt out of range of their weapons. But they still took a crack at it, and then immediately stopped when both LMGs jammed after only dropping 12 emus. This embarrassment led the army to retreat and rethink
my
their
gosh.
plan. So a few weeks later they returned, this time mounting the LMGs on trucks in an attempt to run the birds down. However, this also didn't work, because after figuring out that those trucks meant they were about to be turned into a KFC family bucket, the emus started leaving scout birds who would warn the flock of the approaching trucks.
They're
which
smart
gave them
too?
all enough time to book it before the army even got there. And whenever they did catch the emus, they found out they were kind of... Because emus are mostly feathers, and there's a lot of places you can
They can
hit on
jump
them
high
without
too,
doing
right?
any damage. Meaning it was taking around 10 bullets for every one bird. So after a month of
10 bullets per one bird? Imagine you miss like some of that. Oh man, that's bad.
blood, sweat, tears, and 10,000 rounds of ammunition, the army managed to bring down 960. The population was 20,000. This was an
shit.
issue as, unlike America, our defense budget is not a bottomless pit. So the army had wasted all that money to achieve absolutely fuck all.
Damn.
The government just kind of built a really long, really shit fence around the farms and called it a day. How the fuck did...
That's not gonna stop the emus. That fence not even that high or secured. What?
we lose this? I could have done a better job with a boomerang and a cricket bat.
For real, actually. My god. But now I've learned how Australia lost a war to emus. And, yeah. Which animal could beat 100 men? Let's see.
A gorilla can't beat 100 men in a
Are we
fight.
sure?
He gets jumped. But that begs the question, which animal does win? And the answer, stepping into the ring at 5 meters long and weighing in at a genuinely
Hippo?
frightening
I love hippo.
4,500 kilos, I present to you...
Wait, I didn't know hippos weigh that much? Holy shit, they're so big. What?
The hippopotamus! Yeah, look, a hippo causing a 100-long line at the gates of heaven after a fight is honestly pretty plausible. You see, despite the fantastic PR work Mudang has done for the hippopotamus
Oh,
community...
Mudang. Chippy Donkey. What's she doing
doesn't change
here?
the fact that Moto here is a sentient Ford F-150, the temperament of a fucking
Damn.
serial killer who can win this fight for one very specific reason. You can't fucking hurt it. You say the hippopotamus is possibly the tankiest land animal on the
he's a
planet,
big boy.
packing an
Chunky boy.
unbelievably thick 2
Thick
inch
skin
high.
too.
Now look, we all know 2 inches is a lot, especially in the sheets, but in the streets
Right,
of the
right,
African
right.
savannah, this makes them practically Don't believe me? Here is a
Favorite
hippopotamus
show,
walking
Invincible.
away from 10 lions trying to convert it into
Holy
a
shit.
family meal. Notice how the hippopotamus does not give a single...
They don't care.
If Mufasa and his
It kind of looks like this happens every day. He's kind of like, whatever, it tickles me. If even.
extended family can't hurt it, neither can you. However,
True.
don't let the fact that it's walking away fool you here. The hippopotamus is not a peaceful animal.
Oh?
They are, in fact, violent,
What?
psychopathic, 4.5-ton thundercats that can and will
Wait, I love hippopotamus. They're so cute. What does that say about me? Loving a psychopath? What? I'm not a psychopath.
will bite you in half. A hippo's jaw produces 2,000 PSI
That's a big
of
jaw.
pure crushing force. So if he catches your ass,
Ah!
you are the watermelon. And as if the hydraulic press wasn't bad enough, don't forget they've got 2 20-inch fangs in
Holy
that mouth.
shit.
That'll put a hole in you big enough to stick your f***ing arm through. But honestly, the bite doesn't even f***ing matter. It weighs 4.5 tons and can run at 30k an hour.
Damn, wait.
Getting hit by
That's
a
pretty
charging
good.
hippo is like getting hit by a f***ing bus. There
Holy
is no
shit.
way we are winning a fight against something that could probably take out 10
No.
people just by rolling over. In summary,
fat.
don't with the hungry hippo.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, you know what? I think hippos might actually win the war here. Yeah, I think they can beat 1,000 men at the least. They're freaking huge. Alright, thank you so much for watching with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Also, please leave only nice comments on my new model, please. I'm still getting used to puppeting the new model, so please be patient, be nice, and thank you so much. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye bye.